Martin, you've said it's surreal to be back. I wonder how it feels to be preparing for this fixture, one that you were so synonymous with in your first time here.
Still surreal, believe it or not. I when I came in, obviously I hadn't seen the fixture list. If I had, I probably would have stayed at home. But anyway, such as it is. And but excited, really excited by the fixture. It's always a great one, and genuinely looking forward to now, or I think I am anyway.
I appreciate time has passed, but what do you remember about them that you can try and bring in to this one in terms of your experience?
Oh, what did I find about them? I just like a nervousness for about 72 hours before, and then if you got the result, if you did get the result, a great relief. And I think that's what the great Walter Smith used to say about it as well, that it was relief more than anything else. But you know, they were fantastic fixtures, really. You know, when the stadiums had the full allocation of away support as well too, which was terrific. Always felt going to Ibrox that our crowd would have helped us in the same manner as I'm sure Alex McLeish probably thought that the Rangers crowd over to the right hand side at Celtic Park would help them as well too. So from all of those things, it's still a fantastic fixture.
I appreciate you've said this is a short term thing this time, but when you think about your first Old Firm game, the win, and what it did for you, must be, goes without saying, keen to try and replicate that this time and bring some real joy back after a difficult spell here.
Well, replicating that might be extremely difficult. That's like scoring 6 goals, you know, against that side. I'd settle for a really lousy 1-0 victory if we could get it. Of course, it's obviously fond memories. It was great, and I think it did give us a real springboard really for that season, because in November time Rangers took us apart really at Ibrox, but I think that we had enough confidence at that stage, or enough self-belief about us, that we could withstand that, and I think that's what happened. But yeah, just getting back to your point, it is a phenomenal fixture, even now.
You've had an extra day or two since we saw you after the Falkirk game. It's been such a busy week, but what have you managed to do or achieve, do you think? What's been put across by you and Sean?
Right, well, the players the group of players who played most of the game had a day off, so I saw them today, and then we had a training session with the other players, getting to know, you know, what some of the lads are capable of doing, and that it's been intense for me, you know, to try and look at young faces, seeing them, and trying to put them into into context, into just about everything. But I managed it this morning. It was great to see some of the younger lads playing, and so, you know, even if I was here a month or something like this, it'd be really hard to gauge exactly what the players can do. And I think this is the point. The best way for me to find out is naturally on the field of play. But then at the same time, there's no such thing as a gimme. You know, you just can't put on somebody just for the sake of just to see what you're like. And just sorry, the games are too important.
Martin, you said that. Sorry, I was going to say, Martin, you said that in your previous spell that 72 hours before you were nervous. Is that a totally different feeling now, second time round?
Me? Absolutely not. No, worse. Real. Just, I think it's going. I think it's by the time that we had played Rangers, I think we had played 5 or 6 games, so I knew my players pretty well inside out at that stage. This is something I wouldn't know about our boys. Learned a great deal about the Falkirk game, which was great for us. A restoration of confidence, I think, is what I said, which was lovely. And so we'll go into this game with that confidence, and that's the most important thing.
Is that the one game that most fans pick out, or people that meet you away from the ground and say, that's the game I remember under your...
In the 6-2 game? Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, honestly. Even people who weren't there, you know. And I see some lads come up and say to me, that was a great game, and they weren't even born. So you're supposed to laugh at that, but they tell me that their grandfathers and fathers were saying about it. Yes, it became a really pivotal match for us, not just that season, but probably for continuing on.
Can you give us an update on certain injuries in your squad, Martin? Iheanacho, how's he doing?
Doing fine. I've just doing fine at this minute. We'll have a little look tomorrow, see how things are. The same with Kieran. Kieran's I think he finished the game, didn't he, against Hearts, but then felt it in training, a bit of a groin strain. And but I think he's going to be training tomorrow. Hopefully, be fit for selection for Sunday.
Any update on Alistair Johnson?
He is. I've met him a couple of times. He's lively lad, isn't he? Really lively, nice, really nice fellow, genuinely nice fellow. And I kind of got to know him before because when he was at Nashville, he was being coached by Stevie Guppy at the time. So we've had a little chat about Stevie, and that was nice. I don't think he's a million miles away, but obviously he's wouldn't be available for any of these games in close proximity.
Well, Martin, are we expecting many changes then from your Falkirk team on Wednesday?
I don't really. We'll have a think about it. You know, Maeda obviously will come into. Although he got about 25 minutes or something like that there in the game, so we'll see. You know, it's just. I genuinely don't know. I've got another day to think about it.
In terms of approaching this game, obviously you've only been in the building for a few days. How do you try and get up to speed with how you're going to prepare for Rangers, especially because they've changed the way they've played recently as well with the new managers? And how are you actually going about that? Is it mainly yourself? Is it Sean? Is it part of the bigger backroom stuff?
Oh, I would not just need help. I'd be demanding help from them. You know, absolutely. And they were terrific for me. Sean, we had some eat together the night before the Falkirk game, and I was appreciative of that. Not just that there, but his knowledge of the team, things like this, and then Mark Fotheringham that I worked with as well, as he was a young kid here, and so they've been invaluable, as has the rest of the backroom staff. Really, really good. So obviously I'd be relying on some things. Just as we finish now, we'll be running through some homework now. I was nearly going to say DVDs.
So what do you actually expect from Rangers then on Sunday?
Well, I think that I've heard a lot of good things, and I think I said this here even before I got this job, a lot of good things about the manager. I think a lot of the players at Sheffield Wednesday were very complimentary about him. So he will have gone in there now. He's won. That was a big win for them there at Easter Road. Really big win. And so they'll be going to the game with plenty of confidence themselves. You know.
Martin, you mentioned the 6-2 game was a bit of a catalyst for you that season. Is this, given what's happened so far this season, a couple of defeats before you came in, and maybe the club's needing a bit of a unity. Could this be equally important if you can get a good win?
Oh, this would be. This is a big game for us. You know, really, don't disguise that at all. You know, it's the semi-final. It's a big match for us. Any Celtic Rangers game is a big game, but you know, particularly given the circumstances of the just recent days, if not weeks. Yeah, absolutely.
Martin, Craig Bellamy, someone you signed here, has been touted for the manager's position full time. How do you feel about that? Would he be a good fit for the club? Craig,
well, I think he's done exceptionally well. First of all, he was an assistant, wasn't he? You know, and then he's become manager of Wales, and he's given them an enormous lift. Really, I know that the result got beaten against Belgium, and but overall, yeah. The thing I've always remembered about Craig, he is a student of the game. He is, even just as a player. You know, sometimes people just play the game and wouldn't know the history of anything at all. Seriously, I think you could ask him. You could ask him who won the FA Cup in 1893. He probably would know it.
Bet he doesn't.
just went back to Rangers. You obviously made those comments on TalkSport when you said that Rangers are so far adrift. Would you then see it as a big shock if your team weren't to win on Sunday?
Well, so far adrift in the league, I was talking about.
So in a one-off then, you think it's far different?
I know I've been used to have my words tangled around here for 20 odd years or 20 odd years ago. So yeah, don't try that, young man. So
I'll take the young man. That's okay.
Please take it honestly. If sitting on this side, take it as a compliment. You know, and I think that far adrift in terms of when you say this here, they like Hearts were 8 points clear of us, and then a number of points clear then, and that's a deficit here. I didn't say about a deficit catching up with us at the time, so let me make that clear.
Absolutely, loud and
Thank
clear.
you.
Can you tell us about the landscape, the change of landscape of Scottish football from the time when you were managing? Think of the players then, think of the money then, think of the players now, think of the money now. Is it a huge gulf, and what do you make of it?
I think you've just mentioned it. I think that's exactly right. You know, I stepped in the year 2000, and Rangers. If you look at the Rangers side that we were up against, it was really terrific. And then I had some really good players. Was able when Mark Viduka left for £6 million. I was able to, and this is in the year 2000, I was able to turn that over on Chris Sutton, you know, and I would have wanted Mark Viduka to stay, because then I would have never met Chris Sutton, you know, so, but he did fantastically for me, and so I'm very appreciative of what he did. But what I'm saying to you, you're talking about the landscape, the difference in the landscape, and it's probably all down to do with the money.
Kieran, you said should be okay. Sriracha didn't train today. Is he going to be okay?
I think he will be okay. He'll be okay. I thought he did really, really well for us.
And just the word you said, unless you make a decision on your selections tomorrow, but Johnny getting the 2 goals the other night, does that make your selection easier or more difficult?
Probably more difficult, really, and much. I will. I genuinely, seriously, will have a think about it all today when everybody's got through this, or more likely tomorrow morning.
Just a final one with me on that, if I may. Is Dyson fit enough to play 90, do you think, if you do choose that?
Again, you're on a... I will get my physiotherapist in here now, just in 5 minutes. And okay.